box. Paper. I'm gonna have to clean that up later. Ooh, okay. Oh. It's like real. Is this weird? Like to just like, can I get them to line up maybe? No. So stickers. Who is this from? I need my glasses now, so give me a second. Oh, okay, Goblin Hunt. Okay, so Goblin Hunt. I forgot. I flipped the camera. Goblin Hunt, Pathfinder, and they are special stickers for Free RPG Day. From QuRAWL. So yeah. Right, that's hold on, can I like flip around one of these? I don't know. Let's see here. The Story Engine Lore Masters Deck Sampler Pack. So the Story Engine Lore Masters Deck is the ultimate tool for homebrew game masters. Create new factions, NPCs, unique items, locations, monsters, and more with just the draw of a few cards. So we have a Story Engine from Lore Master. Put that there. Oh, I got some figures. No, I don't do minis, but I got some minis. Oh, I'm gonna need a Ziploc for you later on, aren't I? That's okay. These I'm gonna guess are from WizKids. That is my guess. I'm gonna open the Story Engine box too. Hold on, this is, the writing on here is so tiny. Yeah, this is WizKids, and it's like a pumpkin nightmare kind of thing. Or is, oh, this is actually from Wizards. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, hold on. I'm very bad with minis, so I apologize. Oh, it doesn't quite snap in, so I guess you can use it and remove it to paint it, and then maybe you want to glue it in. A story engine, not like that Story Engine, but maybe. So we got some fake. Hold on. I'm so bad at this. This is why they hired Vanna for Wheel of Fortune and not me. Just to be clear. Yeah, I am okay. Do you need, there we go. Nope. All right, fine. You're going to be there. Okay, I'm going to put you there so people can see you. I'm very bad at this, apparently. I haven't watched a Doctor Who episode in a minute. I did see somebody do like an appreciation of the Doctor Who movie. Okay, so this is a Nulfic, which this one looks like it's already painted. Where's my, hold on. There we go. And it's got the spines on the back. So yeah, so this one is a painted mini. Okay, so yeah, we have a different selection from Wizards and from WizKids. Haven't you been like, don't you wonder why they hired Vanna White and not me for that job? I can spin tiles, I can smile, I can okay, this is interesting in that this one so this one you're definitely supposed to, like, I think you're supposed to glue when you're done, because there really isn't like a good peg in here. This is sort of like a whippy guy. Do you watch him whip and then watch him nay-nay? Or is it like the old Bakshi hobbits where there's a whip, there's a way? Ooh. We have an entry from Dispel Dice. I actually don't have any Dispel Dice of my own. So I'm curious what this is. If I know how to, do I know how to open stuff? Oh, Okay, that's pretty. It is kind of like purpley, sparkly, green, iridescent kind of thing. Is it see-through? Oh, you can kind of see. It's like, it's very purpley. So that one is pretty. The 20 is a 20. It's not anything special. So yeah, that is nice. And you can kind of see through the purple a little bit. One second. Oh, I saw the announcement that I saw the announcement of the Doctor Who for AMC Plus. Yeah. Sorry, AMC Plus. They're not Canadian. It makes me laugh. Okay, so we had something from Dispel Dice. And now... Okay, okay, hold on. So what I will say, if you're going to Free RPG Day, bring a bag, bring a backpack. Now, not every store is going to have everything in here. But, you know, be prepared. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so there's a little Free RPG Day pencil. You can see there and there. I think if I show... The thing is, my phone does have the ability to focus on stuff. It just doesn't want to. So a little Free RPG Day purple pencil. And then these are end of session notes. And it's legitimately end of session. So the campaign, the date, and then... Hold on. What sort of trouble did you get into this time? And it's a thing of Post-its. So if you invented Post-its like Romeo and Michelle, you get your money from this one. So some end of session notes. That's kind of fun. The last time that we did a game, it was the first time when we did Delta Shift that I had done Stars and Wishes. Oh, I also realized that the pencil is a die. So the pencil, you might not be able to see because I'm in the way. The pencil has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it. So that's a 5. Four. That one's cocked. That one's all going off the table. Yay, it's a 6. Wait, no, that's not. That's a 5 again. Okay. That's really cool that the pencil itself is like a D6. Okay. All right. There are a lot of things here. I'm going to try and go through them not super quickly. Because I see stuff. Okay, so there is a level 1 anthology. There is Mythworks. There's a Marvel multiverse. There is a Borg in here. So there's a pirate Borg. Okay, so yeah, we're going to just... Ooh, wait, okay. So this is Kaguya Protocol, a neon fantasy tale of glitches and legacy. So it looks very cyberpunky. And what's interesting is you get... I really like this about Free RPG Day, because you get info on the stuff here. Now, some of these may be quick starts and they may be quick plays, so this might be all you need to play, but it kind of like, if you've ever been to a convention and you're wondering, like you walk around, you're like, oh, I see a game and I don't know, but you don't necessarily want to bother the person at the booth because you know they'll go through a spiel, you know it's what they're there for, but they're also hoping you might buy and you don't know if you don't know if you want. I like these because these will tell you a lot about what the game is. So the premise of this is a sacred relic has been stolen from its rightful place, and its power is now being exploited by an eccentric tech bro. This desecration throws the world off balance and pulls a mystical digital entity from its slumber, the Onigami. So let's see here. The Onigami is neither spirit nor code, but something in the fringes. And it selects guardians. So it actually turns, okay, so it selects runners. So players are runners. And they are basically now, they're fighting tech bros. So like, need I say more? You get to kind of be cyber inspired. Like, it looks a little cyber inspired ninja-ish, but you get to fight tech bros. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, need I say more? Let's see here. Here is, here's the level 1 anthology. In interesting times, the hardest thing to do sometimes is just stand up. Different designers took on the theme this year, some going straight forward, making games about comedy, comedians, and the gig economy. Others went deeper with games about using art to resist tyranny, fighting oppression, and standing up to difficult and complicated situations. Hey, Big Fuss, welcome on in. So this is a level 1 free RPG Day anthology. Hey, Chris, welcome on in. So totally compiled by, like, this is basically just going to have okay, so it has audience and tone, so you'll know what you're dealing with. It has tools. I love tools when it talks about this. Transparency, content warnings, consent, open door policy. It explains what lines and veils are. It explains what the cut and the break term is, the X card, and the O card. And let's see here. So these are actually quite... The game is here. Like, what do you want to play? The game. Where's the game? It's in the book. So the first one, just quickly, Clowntown PD. Crime is not funny. So it's like it's like a clown kind of thing. Your character has 3 stats: brain, brawn, and boing. Let me see. Is there a contents? Contents is what I'm looking for. No. Okay, so let's flip through. Let's see here. Thank you. So a lot of these are 2+. I'm wondering if anything in here is like a solo. Now this is fun. Dying is easy, comedy is hard. Dying is easy, comedy is hard is a GM-less story game where you play up-and-coming stand-ups pursuing a career, yearning and struggling to make audiences laugh. You need 1 to 3 friends, a deck of cards, some index cards, and 2 6-sided D6, and basically 2 D6. Hey, Kosum, welcome on in. So I really like that, of this offering, of this anthology. Okay, that's a big. This is like 6+ people, minimum of 6. But yeah, so this is about both. You'll see games about stand-up. But this is a game called Standing is Hard, where you play toddlers who can barely walk. Stand Up for Freedom. Oh, hold on. A guerrilla game about fighting fascism with funny. Well, I mean, hell yeah. And let's see here. Trash Wizards and the Trenchcoat Caper. You play as a trio of garbage-loving animals that have mastered the art of standing on each other's shoulders inside a trench coat to pass yourself off as a regular human person. What could possibly go wrong? So yeah, so that's a level 1 anthology. This is the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game Secret Wars expansion preview. I have not played the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game before. So this is going to be like a sneak peek. Egyptia. Oh, map. I'm honestly not even caught up with the new Secret Wars. I'm still an old Secret. I'm a vintage Secret Wars girly. We don't count Secret Wars 2. So this is a preview to give you an idea of what's in store for that. And August 2026 is when the Secret Wars expansion comes out for that. Pirate Borg, Terror in Tortuga. So QuickStart rules and an adventure. We have, let's see here. Do we, hold on. I also like when they have there we go. Oops. Let me see. Can I get this flat? Download character sheets and resources here. So this has everything you need. Your class is pirate. There are 8 classes available in the core book. And it gives you what you need to know to QuickStart. Now this, essentially they were like, look, here you download a free PDF. Here you can join our server, Patreon, all that. So that's really nice. There is an adventure in here. There are key NPCs. There's a map. So I really like this because now I don't consider myself a super talented GM. It takes me a long time to write an adventure. So being able to like pick up an adventure and just run it, I would love to be able to do that sometime. I don't know if it's in my skill set. Okay, so actually I'm going to put some stuff back in the box because there's a lot here. Let me play Doctor Doom. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to mess up the accent. Let's see here. From here to there, an old school hex crawl. From here to there is a short wilderness hex crawl designed for use with old school games. It can be used as a mini campaign setting or as an adventure location as your players travel from here to there. It's designed to be setting agnostic. Anywhere you've got a wooded valley, you can plop it in and begin playing. Brief, easy to use rules for hex crawling and everything you'll need to jump in and start playing. So yeah, I suspect we might not get to games today just because. Oh, this gives me old school feels when you just see a paragraph block that is the shortened version. I do see Thaco, which, ooh, let me tell you, when I see Thaco in something, I have memories. They're not all good ones. But let's see here. The scenario is set in a temperate forested valley bounded on 2 sides by steep mountains. The material here only covers the valley floor. A road, more of a glorified trail really, runs through the valley connecting here to there. And they actually talk about ways you can introduce the scenario. Hey JD Lady, good time zone. Each hex is 6 miles across, measured from face to face. Oh, we love a good random table of rumors. Look at all these rumors, trying me every day. You got your map. So each hex is 6 miles. That's a large forest area. Areas of interest. Ooh, false tomb. So yeah, okay. So that is an old school hex crawl. So if you want to get down with your hexagons. Let's see. Creature Curation presents 3 exciting adventures, QuickStart rules included. Okay, Vast Grim, Raptor Ruckus. Sorry, the box is in the way now, isn't it? Hey, Steven, good morning. There we go. That's a little better. Vast Grim, I gotta remember where the camera is. Raptor Ruckus and Neon Bastards. And there's information. I love that they have the QuickStart rules and character generator, Progen's assets, etc. QR codes here. Let's see here. Vast Grim, the universe is coming to a horrible end. Most of humanity has been infected by one of 6 different strains of devastating parasitic vims. When the vims find a host whose body they truly thrive in, they take over, turning whatever it once was into an alien hive mind species known as the Grim. So this is very much a spaceship encountered a thing, and it did not go well. We got a map of the ship. Let's see. Husk. Oh, wait. Is this still the... Wait. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Raptor Ruckus. July 4th, 1989. Oh, you are actually a dinosaur rider, like a dinosaur tamer in person in this one. Okay. And then killing Detroit Prime style. Ninjas have taken up the corporate floor. Okay, so this is like Cyberpunk. The Mega Block. I know. Hey, Sue. Dinosaurs, you say. Yes, indeed. So yeah, if you want to look at Raptor Ruckus, let me find the... There we go. Okay. Thank you, Steven, for the $25 donation. I will hold here. So pause later and scan, and you can get information on the things. Thank you. We're over 25% towards the goal. 1/4 of the way there. Yay! Oh, does anybody like Vikings? Because this is an Age of Vikings quick start. Further adventures in a land of sagas and mystery. Okay, this quick start contains all you need to experience Age of Vikings. Inside are game rules, a glossary of game terms, ready-to-play heroes, and a brief adventure. That's the best thing about a quick start. That's like the best thing about a quick start is you don't need anything else. Now, it will wet your whistle for playing more. Like, you know, hey, you should probably buy the game. But it will wet your whistle for playing more, but everything you need is in here. So this is kind of like the, okay, one person has it, they pass it around. If everyone likes it, then like, okay, let's try running a quick game of this. Now, for me, Vikings isn't a thing that I'm super familiar with, so I would not be able to quickly pop into this. But here's the adventure. Oh, you are literally in the belly of the beast. That's okay. That's nasty. But yeah, I do know, like, I know, yum yum. Oh, okay. Let me swap out this for that. So I will say that many of these things will be available at shops. I can't promise that all of them will be available at every store. If there's something here that I showcased and you want me to like scan the QR code and send you a link for it, I can like hit me up later on Discord or DM me on Blue Sky and I can do that for you. But this is the Dying Spire. A tier 2 Daggerheart adventure. I have yet to play Daggerheart. I suspect I would enjoy it. So yeah, this one's Darrington Press. I suspect I'd enjoy it. I just don't know enough about it to start playing it yet. But this is nice. Let's see here. Within this booklet, everything you need to jump right into the game. A full five-act adventure with rules, play guides for GM and players, 5 pre-generated character sheets and card loadouts, adversary and environment standees. Oh, standees? Like... Oh, yeah. So, you can just cut out the standees for your characters. That's fun. And it does have a lot of the rules of... Oh! I dropped the stickers. The rules of Daggerheart are in here, so everything you need is in the book. And The Sablewood Messengers can be downloaded at daggerheart.com/downloads alongside the location guide. So you can get... Oh, okay. So they actually link to a free start adventure on their site. So if you go to daggerheart.com/downloads, you can find another free adventure. And this one links to that. Choosing your characters. Elf Sorcerer, Rivet Rogue, Human Warrior, Giant Guardian, Qatari Ranger. Yeah. Here's the note. Daggerheart, yeah, that's the one that Critical Role's, like the Critical Role folks kind of like, it's their fork, I would say. Like, it's almost like, it's not D&D, but it feels like a fork of D&D. So yeah. Yeah, this assumes the players already understand how to play Daggerheart. It's tier 2. So I suspect we should go find a tier 1 adventure for people who are new. And it even says you can read this text aloud. So if you really don't, like if you don't have the GMing spirit, they basically say, start the adventure by reading the following text aloud. You know, I've played many a D&D adventure where they try to indicate what you are supposed to say versus what you're supposed to not say. And sometimes that is unclear. So I appreciate that they just said that right out. Like, start it off by saying this sentence, saying this paragraph. This is Dungeons and Kittens. I don't feel like I need to go through any other games. Now, Dungeons and Kittens. Hold on. Let me also put these back in the box because they're going to fall off, and I will not be happy with myself by losing these. Alexis Plex, welcome on in. Hello. So there we go. So this is the free RPG Day special from Edge. It is a quick start. What is Dungeons and Kittens? Dungeons and Kittens is an adventure game that blends animal tales and medieval fantasy in a post-apocalyptic world. It follows the travels of a group of kittens who have been driven out of their native land by ridiculous law and the whims of a tyrant. Cats believe themselves to be at the center of the world, and they're not really wrong. Wow. Wow. So let's see here. Do we have a what's... so here you actually get information about the world of the game, the lore, the exile of your characters, your kitten. Every kitten has 3 abilities: strong, smart, and cute. A long list of skills that you can choose. Your character traits. There's magic. And here's basically the game. The book tells you, here's how to play the game. Is it a 3d6 system? Hold on. I think so. Hey, Fawn, welcome on in. Yeah, I feel like I know that some other folks, because like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of awesome RPG creators they reached out to help them basically promote awareness and strong encouragement to go to your local game store. Cosim. Oh. Thank you very much for that $25 donation. That puts us the bot's going to do the math because I can't do the math. 150.76, 30%. Let's go. So yeah, the free RPG Day obviously is free, but it is also in aid of and support of Doctors with Borders. And Doctors with Borders, the campaign that we're in, is sort of an emergency funding push. So every bit helps. To be honest, they even will send us, hey, Tanya, good morning. They'll even send us little notes after we raise certain amounts like, hey, the amount that you've raised lets us do this. And I have lots of those, like the good graphics that tell you like, hey, if $5 does this, like even just donating $5 does a lot. So yeah, so this is Dungeons and Kittens. This is, oh, okay. So we can go completely the opposite direction. like all the way in the opposite direction. I'll show this and then I'll run a quick ad because I'm getting to that point. I don't want people to miss stuff. Arkham Horror, the role-playing game. So Kittens or Existential Dread. But let me run a quick ad because I do want to run that and so people won't miss stuff. So that'll be about 3 minutes and I'm going to try and reorganize all this stuff. And yeah, I will see you on the other side of the break. So BRB, and I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to sit here and drink my coffee and listen to the birds because they're doing the chirpy chirpy. But yeah, I will see you on the other side of the break. So yeah, BRB. There's so much in this box and I'm really glad that they sent it out. The only thing that sucks about a box like this is they can't promise everything will be at your game store. You know, as an example of what they can do, $20 is like one jerry can to transport and store clean water. $30 is 25 malaria treatments for adults. $40 will cover 47 rapid HIV tests. In terms of supplies, $60 is a blood transfusion. $10 is 1 week of ready-to-use therapeutic food for one patient. In terms of what the doctors themselves need, $20 will cover 8 surgical smocks. So, like, it does, it is nice to hit big numbers. It's obviously great to hit big numbers, but this is something where $5 or $10 or again 5 people donating $1 will make a difference. So yeah, that's, I guess Forbidden Planet. I mean, yeah, I think Forbidden Planet counts. Black Widow. So yeah, so while it would be nice to hit the goal, like, you know us, we make our goals fairly modest just because these are charities for whom every amount that they're able to get is meaningful. Even, none of the people in this stream team have access to, like, we're not getting like 500 viewers on stream to be like, okay, yeah, if everybody donates $1, we're not getting that. And everybody is, I won't say for certain everybody is struggling, but folks are struggling. So it's okay to just chill and vibe, and that's totally fine. Is the ad done? The ad's done. I'm talking. Okay. So welcome back. Sorry. So yeah, we went from Dungeons and Kittens to Arkham Horror. Once again, this is an adventure. So this adventure is 3 days to the Big Easy. And let me see here. This may be like an adventure. Let me see if it actually has. Oh, nope. There we go. Tools and supplies. To run this adventure, all you need is a copy of the book. It does say, like, it helps if you have one for them and each of your players. However, you can just let them have access to a pre-generated character in the back of the book. Pencils, scratch paper, and dice. You'll need 66 to play the game. Let's see. So yeah. Players take on the role of investigators, individuals who, for a variety of reasons, have become aware of the supernatural forces haunting the edges of reality. Instead of retreating, they choose to stand and fight. Let's see here. So this looks like they're headed to New Orleans. Nolans. Let me see here. There are pre-generated characters in the book. Oh, these maps are so nice. Good art. Let me see here. Let's go all the way to the back for like the pre-gens. There we go. So you have your investigators. You have your pre-gens. It is nice to see people of color in these pre-gens, especially for an Arkham horror type game. Hey, Zalvi, welcome on in. Now this, because, so this is something where if this is available at your store and you're interested, you'd want to grab at least a few copies if possible. Hey, Banana Mobster, thank you very much. You want to grab a few copies if possible, because I didn't see like a QR code to get access to these. I don't know if they're going to make these available on their website as well. But yeah, so this one they say like you'll need copies of this book, or you need to give them copies of the characters. So you could also just like take your phone and scan it and send them the PDF for that. Speaking of reasons you need Doctors Without Borders, Arkham Horror and Eldritch Wounds. Make sure your therapist has enough coffee to handle talking to you about all those tentacles. I can't. I cannot with y'all. I can't. This one also looks horror-ish. The Crooked Moon. Sorry. The Crooked Moon. The Crooked House. It is a folk. I can say that word. Folk horror role-playing for 4 level 3 characters. That is a sturdy... Okay, so this is by Avantris. It has the content warnings right here for content and safety, for comfort and safety. And let's see here. Okay, this one you will need the 5e. You'll need 5e basic rules or core books. However, this one, so I'm guessing this is like D&D compatible. So yeah, this one you could run 5e compatible. Not contenticle. That's wrong. That's so wrong. Y'all are the worst. Okay, so they want you as the GM to familiarize yourself. There are some NPCs. The quest hooks. But yeah, I haven't played very many like 5e compatible things that aren't fantasy. So it'd be interesting to try it. Yeah, I mentioned their Kickstarter stuff in my Discord, and I wish them all the luck with that. Let's see here. Here is Plaguebearer. Oh, goodness. So we've gone from Kittens to Arkham Horror to Fantasy Zombicide. You know, like let's keep it moving. Welcome to Plaguebearer. If you're reading this, you probably know about the Fantasy Zombicide series of board games. You play a tough, sword-wielding, spell-casting, zombie-killing scoundrel, someone who, instead of succumbing to the madness that engulfed the realm, decided to fully embrace it. So, fantasy with zombies? Okay. Let's see here. To play, you need 12 6-sided dice, a d6 and a d66. What? Wait. 2 6-sided dice together. Rolling a d6 means rolling 2 d6 separately, where one is the 10s and the second is... Okay, that's cute. Let's see here. Playing the game. Got your actions. Combat. Oh, wow. That's a big rat friend. That's a large rat friend. So yeah, if you like fantasy mixed with zombies. Oh, okay, here are your pre-gens in the back. This is very much the, like, if this is going to be a video game, this is like, that's the key art for the game. Okay, so you have your pre-gens. Olga is a hedge witch, smells of herbs and dirt, missing teeth. Rowena is an executioner, big, scarred, and tough. Yusuf is a pilgrim dressed in foreign silk, winning smile. Don't necessarily know that that's necessary to do that, but okay. Brother Aratus is a zealot, burned eyebrow, constantly frowned. I guess you use fire magic? Yeah. And Luther, town guard, broad shoulders, clean shaven. You're the Captain America? Okay, cool. And a map, nice. And the big thing. Sometimes when I go to free things, I just take a picture of the QR code and make a little note and go home later. So I'm hoping that maybe if they at least have one copy of everything, if they run out, they'll be able to flip it over or open it up or just have the QR code and say, you know what, here. And I don't know, if you go to the free RPG Day site, you can see who the partners are. Sometimes you can actually click through to see what the offerings are as well. So some of them you'll be able to grab from there too. Oh, we still have, yeah, we're not getting to games today because I still have like, this is like this is a haul. This is legitimately a haul. So I hope y'all are cool with this. Hey, Base, welcome on in. Dolmenwood. A QuickStart rules and adventure. Hold on, that is the box, that little thing there. Can I get you to go away? That's better. Yeah. The Weaver and the Redcaps. This is by Necrotic Gnome and Exalted Funeral. There's a little QR code there. So Dolmenwood, I've never heard of Dolmenwood. Invited to tea by a seamstress said to weave magic into the garments she creates, players venture beneath the eaves of Dolmenwood. Arriving at her cottage, they find the home hoisted high in the branches of an oak tree, the sounds of smashing and shouting coming from within. Can players defeat the weaver's capricious captors and finally sit down for that promised cup of tea? Very important. Very important. I've had characters in games where if you offered them a cup of tea, they will do anything to get back to that. This QuickStart introduces players to the Dolmenwood RPG, a weird fairy tale adventure game conjuring the wonder, horror, whimsy, and strangeness of British folklore. Included are 6 ready-to-play characters, introductory rules, and a short adventure, The Weaver and the Redcaps. So it is designed for 3 to 6 players and 1 referee. So fairy tales, British folklore. You need... so this needs a set of RPG die, D4, D6, D8, and D20, and notebook, obviously. We have some basic rules, pre-gens, character abilities, and the adventure. So you might actually be able to play straight from the book, which is nice. One thing I have yet to do at, for instance, like a PAX Unplugged or a convention is to basically just sit down and play a pickup game that is easy to pick up. Another reason for that is, personally, a lot of the settings I don't always vibe with. So like if someone says, yeah, we're doing like Norse stuff, I don't really know enough about that to like jump in. If you're like, hey, it's loosely based off of like Transformers type stuff, then I'm like, okay, give me a pre-gen, let's go. Let's see here. This is Evil Genius. This is compatible with their Everyday Heroes setting, and it is All Bets Are Off. A free RPG Day adventure that proves every great heist fails at the escape. So this one is meant to be played with the Everyday Heroes role-playing game. Ooh, quick start guide. Nice. See, love it, love it, love it, love it. In All Bets Are Off, the heroes are a professional heist team known in criminal circles as the Stacked Deck, but not because they themselves are criminals. The Stacked Deck have forged their reputation on researching organized crime money laundering locations, planning elaborate heists, and stealing veritable fortunes from them. The money is then split between the members, their helpful associates, and their two clandestine benefactors, the Always Sisters, Grace and Charity. Interesting. So they steal money from organized crime. Let's see here. Oh, I also really like this. Should take a team of 4 to 5 first to second level heroes, and it should be roughly 2 hours to play through. That's another reason I don't always join pickup games, is because there will be a moment where it's like, I have places to be and this is going to go long and I have to leave and I'm sorry. So this really is about the getaway. This is not about the heist. This is about the getaway, and trying to get away from the thing that you've done. Okay, nice. Oh, doggo the junkyard dog is an antagonist. And your pre-gen heroes, each one is named after a suit in the card deck. And there's a Joker. Nice. I also like that the interior is kind of like a map. So that's really nice too. All right. So yeah. And again, I will hold on. Let me get it's hard to block the light because there we go. Get your digital copy. So yeah, if anyone sees anything interesting and they want me to see if there's like a QR code or a link to the QuickStart, I will get that for you. Cosmere. Oh, this one's. Hold on, this one's all wrapped. It's fancy. I did one day, and like one of the one-page RPGs where you basically have two stats. I did consider as a joke writing a brunch-based, a bottomless brunch-based TTRPG, where the point is that you're trying to get your refill, but you may also be trying to extend your bottomless past the time. And I was trying to think of what would be the stats. What would be like the 2 or 3 things that every roll is either your actions involve one of these 3 things. But yeah, so this is Cosmere. Law and Obligation, a one-shot adventure for 3rd level characters in the Stormlight campaign setting. Kharbranth, an independent city-state on the Tarat Sea, is a beacon of scholarship, medicine, and law. When the characters arrive in the city to locate a runaway Alethi noble, they must contend with laws, morals, obligations, and an implacable Knight Radiant adversary. Law and Obligations is a short, heroic introductory adventure for 4 player characters of 3rd level. So you need to be 3rd level for this. Okay, so there are going to be character sheets. Oh, our runaway. I'm sorry, our runaway's hot. Sorry. Our runaway is hot. Okay, so you have a map, event, adversary NPCs, your player characters. Nice. And it also comes with, this one comes with the sheets. Like, Now, again, I do not know if this particular package will be fully offered at Free RPG Day. It will really depend on, hold on, wait, the character sheets are here. It'll really depend on where you are as to whether these will be part and parcel of the packet. So hopefully, again, these will be downloadable so that you can distribute them among your players. If they have like fillable PDFs, that's awesome too. And then Radiant Order, players. So that, and, oh, hold on. There are handouts on Surge Binding. And there's a map with the squares on a back. So yeah. So that is like a full, not quite like, I won't say everything you need because you do need to be familiar with the setting, but it's a lot of what you're going to need. And it's one of the, like, it's a very fun and cool way to get people into something is like, hey, y'all want to sit down and try this thing? Yeah. If there were, and there are, like when you go to PAX Unplugged, which I need to start thinking about, there are rooms that are basically just free RPG rooms. Hold on a second. So somebody is in there with a game to be like, hey, does anybody want to sit down and try this? But depending on, like, if I, like, when I have panels and stuff, I can't sit down because the game may take hours and it's like, I have to be somewhere and I'm so sorry. So if I end up volunteering to be on panels and get accepted on panels, I'll hopefully have a schedule where I can say, okay, this day is mine to just do with what I want. This is your 5th mimosa, and even though you took the Super ADH, I don't know what that means. Also, how dare you come for me like that? Oh, how dare you come for me like that? My main problem is that my bladder is a my bladder is a super highway, basically. So if I don't train it well by being good with water, etc., like the day before and the day of, the minute I'm gone, I'm going to be getting up to go. Like, just, nope. So yeah. It's the breaking the seal, but like with mimosas, it's like, oh. What is it? Wizard Riders. Wizard Riders from Catalyst. Let's see, do they have a... Oh my gosh. Check out that character sheet. That's fun. Like, I love that it's like a motorcycle with the... Oh, that's fun. Wizard Riders, a complete encapsulation of the far future world of Orth. You are a wizard biker from your own Wizard Rider Club. Save Orth from goblins, mutants, zeroids, manadims, and more. This is your arcane biker grimoire. Welcome to Orth, spellcasting motorcycle riders, strange, possibly alien critters, secrets that have been buried for centuries or even millennia, all under the dying red light of a fading sun. So let's see here. The dice core system, which is designed to be fast-moving while providing tactical depth. All right, this is the Wizard Riders. The rules of the ride. So you'll need a full set of gaming die for this. Here are your attributes, your skills that each attribute help. Let's see here. So do we have like a full... Do we have a full adventure in this? Or is this... Here's how to make your characters and then find somebody... Okay, there's... This I would need us to sit around and pass the book around and read and talk about, because there is a lot in here. Like a lot. Here are your spells as a wizard. Let's see. Is there an actual... Okay, here are some NPCs and characters. There's one adventure. Okay, so basically everything up to this... Everything up to this page is like the book and the characters and the spells and all the prep. Then here you do have an adventure. And yeah, okay, you've got mission, start, info. So yeah. And I like that the back of it is the character sheet. So once again, grab a picture of this with your phone and quickly turn that into like a scanned thing that you can just send to all your friends to play the game. That's nice. So Wizard Riders. Oh, Free League. I like Free League. They're fun. Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing. I feel like this is going to summon die. Like Balrog is just going to show up. Did someone say Nordic horror? The Archivist's Curse. So this is the QuickStart rules. I definitely feel like I talked to some Free League folks last year in Philly. Let's see. As the autumn darkness falls, 5 strangers arrive at the grand building of the National Archives on Knight's Isle. Little do they know that their visit will awaken a slumbering darkness and set in motion a series of events that could change their lives forever, or end them. The Archivist's Curse is the official free RPG Day 2026 adventure for Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing. I suspect you may need more. You may need stuff from the book to play this, but let's see here. This is even fun. Okay, they do a thing here that's really fun. It opens with like an opening paragraph, and then here are examples of, sorry, I know my fingers in multiple places, but here are examples of what the game master, what players might say and do, what the game master may ask a player to do. Sometimes just that little bit of a paragraph can help you figure out, okay, not just how do I play the game, but how do I play the game? You know, like how do I kind of get into it at the same time that I'm calling out and using the abilities of my character? So let's see here. They talk about safety tools. That's really nice. The QuickStart includes 5 pre-generated characters and a mystery, so it gives you a taste. So there's enough in here to go ahead and play the game. This is also another one. Gender roles. The real 19th century was a patriarchal society where women were constrained. However, this role-playing game is not about the real 19th century, but the mythic North. Historical injustices don't need to limit the choices for female player characters. So, as many people seem to believe that when we make up fake stories that they have to have historical accuracy, no they don't, because they're fake stories. They don't. They're fake stories. Just saying. For anyone who might be mad about a certain movie right now. It's a fake story about a fake story. So maybe chill the fuck out. Let's see here. Talks about how to make skill tests. Oh, I like that. That is very Emmerich coded. That's very Emmerich and Manfred coded right there. That, yeah, like I know it's like a video, I know it's like a role-playing game, video game, but that is very Emmerich and Manfred coded. And even here, there's more like, what is this encounter like? Well, here's what the game master says, here's what players say, and here's what the game master says back. Talks about how to describe action. Oh, okay. When performing an action, you must also describe it. This is part of creating the game's atmosphere and bringing the story to life. Perhaps you plunge yourself into the mud, swearing as you fire your rifle at the creature, or maybe you crouch down, sneaking toward the enemy, gripping your knife so tight your knuckles turn white. So they want players, when they play, to lend to the world and to give some of themselves, like basically help build the story with the people around the table, which is my favorite way to play. So we've got that. Oh, oops, sorry. I keep forgetting I flipped the camera around. The Egyptology section, the esoteric section, the reception city archives. I'm betting the Egyptology section is, I'm sure you definitely got permission to take all of that. I'm pretty sure you definitely got permission for that. So let's see here. Oh, and here are our characters. Got our character sheets. Yeah, the sun is sunny. They asked the Egyptian artifacts if it was okay. Yeah. This is not stolen. This is my emotional support artifact. Oh, interesting. Okay, here is a preview copy. Roll and Play Press. No place like homebrew. Build your own fantasy RPG world with more than 500 ready-to-use locations, factions, and NPCs. So this is interesting. This is a preview of what's coming out. And this is going to be... so I've seen a lot of books that do this, where they basically say, like, do you kind of need some stuff to fill your world out? Here you go. All of history's great fantasy worlds were born from a spark of inspiration and a creator with the heart to start building. You are that creator, and No Place Like Homebrew is a book overflowing with inspiration. This book has everything you need to build the worlds you've dreamt of exploring in your D&D games. You'll find hundreds of unique characters, mesmerizing locations, intriguing factions, and incredible monsters. Your visions will be brought to life with more than 200 stunning illustrations hand-drawn by 8 fantasy artists. Also includes 15 original D&D 5e creature stat blocks. So they got a QR code to scan. Did they say when it's coming? The preview copy makes me think that the book is still coming. Let's see here. Do they say? Maybe the book is actually already out. But we have countries. And we even have a table in the bottom for more countries. Dragons. Nice. Very good art for the dragons. Oh, caves, if you need help describing caves. Deserts. A big old tavern with map. The Copperpot Arms. And campaign primers. Choose your campaign setting based on the genre or playstyle that interests you most. So, pirate campaign, horror campaign, a fae campaign. It talks about session 0 questions to ask if you're running the pirate campaign as an example. Like, are you new to the area? Have you lived here all your life? What do you seek out? What do you want to be? Why do you want a life on sea? What would you do with a hoard of treasure? Is a really good starter question if you're a pirate, if you're in a pirate campaign. So that is No Place Like Homebrew, which is just giving you things to flesh out your stuff, which, like, I have played at tables with rules lawyers who are very proud of the fact that they know everything in the book. So it's nice to be able to say, yeah, this isn't in the book. This is in my book. It's not in your book. Oh, back to dinosaurs. So this is by R. Talosorian. You may remember their, I basically think of R. Talosorian when I think of cyberpunk. Fossilized violence. A prehistoric role-playing game. In fossilized violence, early humanity risks everything to fight back against evolving dinosaurs on a primeval Pangeon. As you hunt, you'll unlock 140 plus pieces of equipment to give your cavemen chance of surviving long enough to become an elder. Break out your old dinosaur toys. Fossilized violence gives them new life on your game table. That's fun. Use your hands, not your brain. So move and aim using your fingers and hands in tactical combat without annoying calculations. This is interesting. Hold on a second. Okay, there's a QR code for the full game. Love that. I just knocked something off. Oh, it was the dice. Hold on a sec. I'm curious now. I want to. Oh, wow. That's your world. Also, because of the type they use, the magazine still has some static in it. But I want to see about. They talked about using your hands for violence, so. Okay. Okay. There are no rulers on Pangeon and no squares on the battlefield. Here, we use our hands to measure distance, of which there are only 2 units. Hand, the distance from the bottom of your palm to the tip of your middle finger. And finger, the distance from the base of whichever finger you want to the tip of that finger. If you're human, you can move up to a hand each turn. Many dinosaurs move further than that, but we promise you'll never have to take off your shoes. To move a hand, place your palm on the battlefield so it touches the front foot of the figure you're moving. So this is where you really want minis for this. And place it so that its back foot is touching. So basically you would move it from here to here. Sorry, from here to here. Or they say you can curve your hand, like if you want to move up something, so you could actually angle back or do that. That's interesting. That's really interesting. And if you're starting your movement in water or other terrain as difficult, decrease hand to finger, but finger is always finger, so you can't. Okay, that's neat. But they basically say fossilized violence is about putting the big plastic dinosaurs from your childhood, or not, on a huge table with tons of engineering to main and fighting against tiny cavemen in miniatures. So yeah, doesn't have to be realistic. So if you have a bunch of dinosaurs but not a bunch of people, you could just use like Legos. Let's see here. Bludgeoning, piercing, criticals. Yeah, this one's interesting. They're, in terms of, it's a very simple thing. Like, you are fighting dinosaurs that have gotten, dinosaurs are evolving, and I guess maybe we're not. Ooh. I've become the HUD now. Nice. Oh, and we have some stats for the dinos. Oh, the weapons are interesting. I like the purple. I'm not going to say chakram exactly, but it looks like a whole circle blade of danger. And yeah, okay, and we have our character sheets. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's our Talasaurian. There, it looks like the full game is available. We're getting through it. Okay, we're good. Just checking time. Like, are we good on time? Okay, so I have 2 of these. Legend in the Mist. Hold on, let me put these back in the box as well. Legend in the Mist. So it is a solo learn to play comic book adventure. And this is a demo game. So let's see here. Long ago, in kingdoms long forgotten, great sovereigns uncovered the secrets of thaumaturgy and labored to bring wonders and joy to their people. The Great Age ended with betrayal, greed, and unbridled wrath. Wretched power was unleashed, and perils hitherto unknown to mankind came into the world, creatures of twilight and of malice, cunning and terror. See, don't let kings have magic, because they will mess everything up. Don't let the wrong people have power. They will mess everything up. I'm still talking about the game, obviously. This is gorgeous. And they've purposely chosen a comic style for this. Like, they've purposely chosen a comic book style for this game. So, the game, you play a character, the hero, and you tell a story about their journey. The story has a narrator, which can be you or another player. But for now, the narrator will be this book. It also does have a content warning, potential loss of a loved one, some battleground violence. So you can actually play this story by reading the book. And the book is the narrator, and you are the hero. In this tutorial story, you are Garen, the Deerstalker. Your character is made out of tags. The short descriptors above highlighted in yellow. To play, you need 2 6-sided dice or Legend of the Mist dice, and some pen or paper or tracking cards. And okay. So let's see. How do I... Okay, so it's teaching you how to play as you go through the book. There we go. Okay. So the book is the narrator, and it's asking you, what do you do? You have 3 options here, and then you turn the page and find out. So it's like, if you did this, then this is what happens. So it isn't like a choose your own adventure where you bounce back and forth through the book. It really is just like, what did you choose on the last page? Great, this is what happens. Here's the result of that. And the book in this case can be... So the book, oddly, is walking you through playing the game as your narrator, as your GM. That's really interesting to me. Because I've seen other solo RPGs, and they give you prompts. Hey, Nether, welcome on in. But the prompts are really still reliant on you. This is very much as you read through the book. It is giving you the story. So there's a little bit of choose your own adventure in this. So this is the solo learn to play comic book adventure, which is a really unique way to teach someone how to play a game. Read this book, get some dice, get some paper to write on, and I'm going to walk you through how to play the game by letting this book be the game master. That's really clever. Then here is the actual game. Here's a demo game, Legend of the Mist. Oh, what is... Hold on. Oh, these are your character sheets. So you have... you have Gorna and Truffles, a little boar. And everything about them. And each of these also say how to play, how to take actions, the skills, the companion, the personality, people. So each of these are your characters for the actual game. Okay. Oh, here. Okay. They talked about tracking cards. So you probably want to make your own version of these on a scratch piece of paper. So yeah. Hey, Kay, welcome on and good morning. All Okay, and let me put those over to the side because it's going to tell us here. So Legend in the Mist is a rustic fantasy role-playing game in which you play a companion and a band of travelers who set out on a journey to unravel the secrets of the lands beyond their home. For this demo, we'll use the companion setting of Hearthstone Ravensdale, but you can use this game to play in any setting. What do you do in this game? You go on a journey. Depending on your background, these are actions that you can take. How do you play? Each of you play the hero. One of you will be the narrator. The narrator establishes the scene, presenting new challenges and or making threats with them by describing a dangerous thing they're about to do. The narrator then gives one of the players the spotlight because each of you are a hero. So the player in the spotlight describes the action their character takes, often rolls dice to determine the outcome. Now, this is interesting. So like a character will be the spotlight, and then in the next scene, a new character will be the spotlight. It reminds me a little bit of how the Star Trek Adventures, like the updated Star Trek Adventures, is meant to play, where you actually are playing each scene like it's a scene in a TV show. No worries, Esoterica. Thanks for hanging out. Hold on, let me find the middle of this book so I can stuff these in here. So yeah, if you go to freerpgday.com to do the map lookup to see if there will be a place near you that is participating, this is one of the things you might get there. They did advise us though that not every store is going to have everything. So I'm hoping that they're able to, like I said, I'm hoping that if they don't have access to everything, they're at least able to say, oh, well, we don't have access to that, but here's the QR code if you want to get more info on it. Also, if you go to freerpgday.com, you'll see the publishing partners at the bottom. And if you click through, you'll be able to see what they're offering. Ooh, Avatar Legends, which I backed and have never played. Like, I've got the stuff. I've got all the stuff. I've never played it. I should find someone to give that to see if they want it. I have to admit, I was very much a, oh, this cool game is kickstarting. I want it, and then I have it, and I never play it, so I need to find somebody who wants it. So this is an Avatar Legends role-playing game in the Korra era. We love our lesbians. This one probably assumes you should be a little bit familiar with the setting. Water and Mist is a standalone adventure set. If you've never run a game before, this adventure is a great way to start. It includes all the elements you need for an exciting episode of your very own. It can also be used in an ongoing Korra. Okay, so there are 5 pre-generated characters. I like this. Since every significant action a PC takes drives the action of the game forward, there is no prescribed order of events. I like that. Basically, like an episode, stuff's gonna happen. Okay, so let's see here. We have the summary of the outline. The clock explains the pressure PCs are under to learn the truth, including what happens if they're delayed. The intro, important characters and groups, locations, GM advice. I like this. It contains additional guidance just for the GM and gives advice on how this adventure could end. Could end. So that's interesting. But yeah, so this is the Korra era, so it is definitely the more modern Avatar setting. Important characters and groups, important locations. But let's see about, okay, GM advice, but let's see about our characters. Okay, pre-generated characters. Enoch is an airbender. There we go. Enoch, they, them, a new airbender who left their family to learn Air Nation ways. This is also really nice. So not only does it tell you who they are, it also tells you, Sorry to bump the phone. It tells you if you want to play a character that this thing happens to them, pick Enoch if you want to try to redeem yourself to another PC. Play Shogunok if you want to have higher society contacts and wealth. So I like that as well. Like if you're not sure who you want to play and the character sheet doesn't immediately speak to you, you can also say, well, I want to play this type of character. So that's neat. Let's see here. So yeah, and I think you have benders and non-benders in your pre-gens. Hold on. I'm trying not to like, my hands are already going to make the pages like mucky, but I don't want to get the too mucky. Here are all of your bender. Oh, Varric. Oh, Varric. A different kind of Varric, but yeah. So yeah, it looks like for this quick start, you don't have to be super, super familiar with it. You need 3 to 6 players, 2 to 4 hours, and it's rated E, like these hands, for everyone. So yeah, this is a full adventure, but I guess this can also fold, if you're already playing Avatar Legends, this can fold into your game. But if you're new to it, then yeah. So, Loke Battle Mats. This is a 5e compatible Dungeon Beneath the Bright Spire. It is a one-shot adventure with maps. Ready to play 5e adventure complete with maps and tokens. Little QR code on it. They're even using the proper, like the wizard's font. Nice. So let's be real, if somebody says to you, oh, it's 5e, and you don't know what 5e means, which you might not, because they keep changing the name of things. What is it called? DC, what is 5e still called 5e? What's it called now? Because they need to stop changing the name of things. So, like, see, like, come on with this. Stop it. Stop it. And wasn't one of them going to be like D&D 1 and then they scrapped that? Like, stop it. Anyway, if you don't know, if somebody said 5e to you and you don't know what 5e is, it's a very quick primer to like 5e rules, abilities, skill checks, advantage, disadvantage, combat rounds, attacking damage, etc. They do say to run this adventure, you'll need knowledge of 5e or access to the core books. They reference rules, spells found with them. So this is like basically they've like a lot of 5e compatible stuff uses the SRD to be able to build the stuff. Let's see here. The adventure hook. The Bright Spire is falling. Oakhaven's magical beacon is flickering and its keeper, Renna Brightspark, has vanished into the crypts below. The village needs heroes to delve below the tower and rescue her before the light goes out forever. So this will have a lot of details. Player intro, a lot of background for the GM, like a lot of it. Tells you what people know, so if your players ask stuff, it'll tell you what villagers know. Oh, Sprocket. Sprocket is a Zephyr cat, a small feline fey spirit who acts as both friend and familiar to Renna. Aww. Cutie. I got some maps. Get that old school feel into if you want it with the squares. Are these us? I believe these are us. So, sorry, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this. There we go. These are us. Dungeon. Okay, so you have your PCs, your grave roots, your ghouls. So these are, so essentially, back in the day, we didn't try to save stuff and we were just fine to cut up magazines and stuff. Nowadays, archivists would hate us for this, but they're basically like, cut out your tokens. Here's a little scissors icon right here. Cut it out and use these tokens on the maps, or obviously make your own tokens. But the tokens are two-sided. So yeah, they're like, yeah, look, here's the map, here's the tokens, use those. Here's some more player characters. I would also like to learn how to play better with maps. I tend to be a theater of the mind person, but also because I prefer social encounters to combat encounters. I don't always need to know where somebody is or how far away they are. But when a GM pulls together an encounter that has a lot of moving parts, in between turns, because look, I love playing TTRPGs, but sometimes combat, everyone has a lot of things to do during combat, and if you're playing with a lot of players, by the time it comes back around to you, unless somebody is keeping score, I don't even remember how many whatevers are left to fight. So sometimes I do need the map, but I'm very bad at using them on the virtual. Like I think I finally learned how to use the ruler, maybe. Next up from World of Darkness, Renegade Game Studios. Tradition of Destruction. Red Hot Revenge. Hey Drea, good morning. The Tyros, a coterie of duskborn fixers, were your allies, until they ambushed you and left you to greet the sun. You've licked your wounds in secret, made deals with the authorities, and tonight you avenge yourselves before announcing your presence in Elysium tomorrow night. For the Kindred, revenge isn't always a dish best served cold, but can be red hot and torn from the throats of those who've wronged them. Tradition of Destruction is a story about murder, revenge, and how, even in a world of beautiful, deathless monsters, paying someone back is more complicated than it seems. It has the complete story, 6 playable characters, and 5 storyteller characters to be used or reused in any chronicle. It is a standalone. It's a standalone game, and it is for those vampire World of Darkness girlies. Oh, I love that it starts here with the traditions of the Camarilla. In case you don't know. So yeah, here's your pre-generated characters. It actually goes through your scenes. So this feels like, I mean, while it's an adventure, it could be done probably quickly, but also it might take you a few sessions to play. There are some player discretion, so your content warnings are here. Something that they use is called the rewind. At any time and for any reason, a player can say rewind if something in the story affects them negatively. The storyteller takes a few moments to step back, adjust the content, and add a new way forward. The person who calls for the rewind doesn't have to justify it in any way. Also, a blind rating. So before the game, you can offer 2 versions of the story that roughly correspond to PG-13 or R. PG-13 keeps blood and sex off screen, with horror coming through implication and symbolism. The R rating includes those elements. This is interesting. Ask everyone to close their eyes and vote on the count of 3. Thumbs up is for R, thumbs down is PG-13. But even if one person votes for PG-13, you go with PG-13. We generally do this with a more anonymous, like Excel spreadsheet or Google form or text file now. But that's really interesting because, you know, you may be grabbing this to say, hey guys, let's play a game. That's a really good way to kind of keep the rating like, look, we're trying to keep it a little lighter. Or maybe I'm also running this for younger people. You know, I'm at like a library's free RPG for like Teens Day, and I want to keep it like, I don't want to keep it too heavy. Y'all want to play vampires, but we're not going to keep it like heavy. Oh, this is interesting too. Chronicle tenets help the storyteller focus the game's themes and drive player action. Okay, so these are like kind of core rules for the adventure that the storyteller is supposed to hold on to. So we have our scenes. And we have our characters. And it even has their clans, the type that they are. All of the dots. We love our dots in Vampire the Masquerade. It even actually comes pre-filled with equipment, with contacts, with friends. So that's really handy. Oh, I do like a La Sombra. I do love me a La Sombra. I think in one of the live action, like the Vampire the Masquerade LARPs, I played a La Sombra who was masquerading as a Ventru. And then when they were discovered, turned the lights out and killed them all. Because, of course. I was like, look. And the thing is, it was live action, and it was just to their detriment that the place that they had me pinned, because it was like the Ventru and he had like one of his enforcers, but they had me pinned up against the wall where the light switch was. So I held my hand up and told the storyteller, I'm going to turn out the lights. And they were like, and the storyteller's eyes got wide and they were like, okay. And yeah, then we processed like the actions of the scene after a La Sombra has basically put an entire room in the dark. As we say, you should have minded your own business. You could have just sat there and ate your food and left me alone, but no. So yeah, tradition of destruction. You knew Vampire and Werewolf. Yeah, Hunter is the third World of Darkness game. So they're the Hunters. Okay, I'm going to have to go a little quickly because we're running close to time, but I want to make sure that I get through everything in the box, and I really appreciate you all hanging out with me because this is kind of fun to go through. I need to geek out more about TTRPG stuff. I'm also glad I did my nails last night because they were looking rough. I took off the polish and put on clear because they were looking pretty rough last night, so I didn't know I'd be doing this today, but I'm glad that I did. So yeah, I put on like a black coat, but I didn't put a clear coat on over it. So everything I was doing with my hands was scraping it off. And I'm like, that's bad. So sorry. This one is from creedscodex.com. It is Creed Shadowstalker. Darkness spreads across the land. Night Vision Creative. Okay. Now that's interesting. There are, okay, so obviously the Discord link. There's a QR code for the trailer. And I think on the back, there's a QR code for like creedscodex.com. So let's see here. They call it the darkness, but that's not really what we're talking about here, is it? The darkness is terrifying because of what it can hide. Or rather, what people think it might hide. The real issue is the corruption. Zephyr's Veil was safe for a time from the aberration's corruption, but whatever was protecting the stronghold has been weakening. Just like the darkness, the fear is that we don't know what was holding the corruption back. If we don't figure it out, it is the end. So let's see here. So it immediately starts. This book is organized to start a 5e game. So this is a 5e compatible game, as you can see from your pre-generated characters. 5e compat. You got characters, you have encounter, you have creatures, and there's a map on page 5. Oh, the map is also a QR code. It's designed to be easy to draw. Okay, so you can download it or print it, but it's also designed to be easy to draw as the encounter unfolds. Okay, nice. Adventure details. Sentient artifacts. Oh, yikes. Okay, so this is like a little 5e compatible... Oh, look at those little bogeys. Look at them. I love them. I love them already. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I love them. They're definitely going to fuck you up, but they're... Look, I mean, come on. Come on. It's my emotional support bogey. Got some plot hooks here, which are really nice. I mean, sure. Sure. Let's see here. And then future adventures. So here's actually a link to another one. If you basically have gotten through this adventure, they link to another adventure. So basically like, hey, you can play it right now. And where might you go from here? So yeah. This is interesting. As a player who has amassed a vast collection of PDFs and hardcovers over the years, I know how challenging it can be to use the content I've purchased. Figuring out which book contains that perfect spell or feat can take valuable time away from your game if you even find it. With these needs in mind, I built a digital tool set for you to use at creedscodex.com. So it has 1,700 plus subclasses, monsters. It's got searches and filters. So yeah, creedscodex.com. So yeah, so this is a 5e compatible adventure. Oh, I didn't realize, because my glasses, I didn't realize it's a little dragon with 5e on it right there. The contrast on that was, the contrast was not helping me out. See, this one's a little more clear, like, oh, gotcha, 5e. So this is by Goodman Games. Somehow the Rat King returned. Or did he? After a daring band of heroes defeated the were-rat Lawrence Ganu and his minions, a new menace now lurks in the abandoned mine shafts of Silverton. Strange noises echo down the mountain passes strange noises echo down the mountain passes. Travelers once again disappear in the night, and danger lurks in the shadows. Old-timers swear the Rat King is back, bent on revenge. Whether the king or some pretender stalks the land, a new generation of adventurers must now take up their torches, discover the truth behind the rumors, and put an end to this new, or old, evil. And this one is the free one. They're also... Goodman Games is turning 25, so they're going to plan a whole year of stuff. So if you check out Goodman Games, I do find it funny now that I'm really Pleasantville-ing it now. So you can go to Goodman Games and see what their celebration is going to be all about. Pretenders to the Rat King's Throne. An adventure for level 1 to 2 characters. I haven't played a level 1 to 2 character in ages. That might be fun. Again, we have a QR code. Yay for the stat block. We got the stat blocks. Oh, these are everything that they've released for Free RPG Day. So that's really nice too. Let's see. Note for the Game Master. Okay, if the players are familiar with the earlier adventure, modify the rumor table. So I'm guessing the Rat King might have been something else they've already had. We have a random table for rumors. We have some maps. So yeah, this is a very nice like 5e adventure, and like these remind me of the old days. When, you know, an adventure, like, okay, the adventure maps weren't nicely done like this. It was basically just a bunch of stuff on a grid with some symbols on it. But yeah, this, I mean, it looks like it's fairly simple. It has NPC stats and for monsters, stats for monsters and NPCs. And the handouts. Oh, okay, so these are handouts that you can give out. at certain points in the game. Those are nice too. If you were doing this as a digital thing, you could have them on your phone to hand out. You could like have Discord DMs to be like, hey, you got a handout. Badoop. I do wonder about when you do virtual games, if there's a way to bring that. The element of being around a table is like passing notes and having things to put your hands on. I wonder like the best way to replicate that when you're doing purely virtual games. When we played Duality, as the storyteller, Matt was really good at getting in behind the scenes and DMing individuals some information on the fly that they would know, but also information that we would be able to use as opposed to a lore dump behind the scenes. So that was nice. Starfinder. So Paizo. Hey, Helmberger. Welcome on in. Paizo, Starfinder. Protect the planet. When a greedy biotech corporation threatens to destroy a planet's ecosystem and harm an endangered species, a squad of protectors known as Xenowardens deploys to stop them in Rescue on Raxel. Short adventure, 3rd level characters. You are made in 5 Guardians of Nature. So, is it Captain Planet? Are y'all Captain Planet? I like that though. Rescue on Raxel. Ooh, map. And of course, this is one of those things where the map goes. Oh, so it actually doesn't wrap all the way around. This is a command center. And this is the tainted forest. Whoa. Okay, so you have basically the adventure. You got some NPCs, some wildlife, a Draco. Sorry, hold on. Which button is it? A Draco Toad. It's a dragon and a frog. It's a frog dragon. It's a dragon frog. It's a Dracatoad. It's a toad. It's a dragon. It's a Dracatoad. You have a rainbird. Aw, buddy, you're so cute. Feskagazar, non-binary dragonkin genetic scientist. So, how you doing? That's got Garrus energy right there. That has got some Garrus energy. So how you doing? Like, how you doing? Oh damn. They ain't kidding about the art and the characters. Hey Anna, welcome on in. They are not joking. The characters are gorgeous. That's Kahalara. Raluraz. They even have notes on how to play this character, which obviously you can decide. That's the interesting thing when it comes to a pre-gen and it comes to like a quick start, because we had this for the 5th season one, where it also gave you the personality type for the character. This is not to say you have to use that, but if you are someone who just sat down and is like, I'm not really comfortable with like acting, this can tell you, here's how to play them. Here's generally what their background is. Here's the kind of decisions they might make in a particular situation. So you don't have to have all the improv in the world if you remember that, oh, this character will always prioritize themselves. This character will always prioritize the well-being of the group. This character will always prioritize running after the shiny. Like, you know, if you have that in mind, you don't necessarily have to be able to be the best actor. Goodness knows I'm not. Stitchvine, aw. Aw. You're like a little dandelion friend. It's also like what are you actually? Like that's a lot. Oh, a Raxelite. Okay. Look at you, you're so cute. Oh, and now we just have a hot dragon. 'Cause you're a hot dragon. Okay. Metal in Murder City. So that's something that is coming out. Premium box set adventure for Starfinder 2nd edition. again, like the box sets are, look, there are 6 pre-gens, first level. So I like that. I like that not only is it pre-gen, but it's also for first level characters. So this is, you're a beginner. And then here's the player core for Starfinder 2nd edition. Nice. And we're finally down to the last one, which is again from Paizo. Pathfinder. Things go to hell. Now, this is a Pathfinder adventure for 7th level characters. So if you plan to play higher or lower, you might want to adjust some stuff, but this is for 7th level characters. Oops, sorry. Diabolic repossession. When the wizard Irdris made a deal with the devil to take possession of an infernal tower spun from Shadow in exchange for his eternal soul, he expected to find a way around the contract before his demise. He was wrong. Upon his death, the tower was whisked away to hell along with everything inside. The problem, there were 4 beings still within who were, for various reasons, considered the wizard's property, and thus now hell's. However, if they can help find the wizard's soul, which is somewhere in the tower, they can return home. A short adventure for 7th level characters where they take on the role of forgotten property of a deceased wizard caught up in the red tape of infernal contract. This one sounds fun because this is definitely a lot of social and talking, which is what I love for my characters. Also, the art for this is really cute. Like, that is some good art. You can see that if you go to the free RPG day, you can actually see that on the Paizos, on the Pathfinder section. And yeah. Again, read or paraphrase the following. So look, if you're not a paraphrase person, you read it directly. If you want to paraphrase this, that's fine. But they basically say, get this started, then. So this one's really nice. It's like, okay, get this started, read this. After this, while you're starting, every character should choose one of the 4 pre-gen characters. And then after they're ready, you read the following. It really does give you if you maybe as new as everybody else around the table, or you're like like me, like who've only GM'd a few times, here's how things can go to help you get started. So most of this book is for you. And what you do is you give everybody, hold on, where are they? You give everyone a pre-gen character and let them do all that, but everything else in the book is for you. So let's see here. You are playing an you have an automaton cleric, a halfling rogue, a skeleton fighter, and a human wizard. So all 4 of these characters were in the wizard's tower and are considered property. So that is a look at what may be available for Free RPG Day. Again, if you go to freerpgday.com, click on the publishing partners on the lower part of the site, you can see a lot of these details for yourself. No guarantee that all of these things are going to be at every store, which sucks because there's a lot of goodness out there, but it may not all be available. Again, that is June 27th, so it's just in a month and 11 days. Hey, thanks for joining me and thanks for watching. If you want to see more of what's coming up, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out more videos, there will be gaming videos coming, well, honestly, as soon as I stream them and get them online. So it's been great. Thanks for spending time with me. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, take care.